So welcome all. Today we are seeing something about file system. Basically, in next video we are going to see something about distributed file system. So this is just introduction, a basic, a little understanding of file system, how it actually works and what its responsibilities are, right? So here you have to say that file system is responsible for a few things. And in a system, what you will have, whenever you have a system, you will try to store certain files, right? So these files are kept in a way and made accessible to the users. So there should be a software module. I am calling it file system. Okay. So this file system will be responsible for organization of your file, storage, retrieval, naming, sharing, and protection of your file. Okay. So these are a few things for which this file system will remain responsible. Actually, what you will have, this file system will provide you a programming interface. This interface will allow you to, means it will characterize the file abstraction. It will actually, using this file system, you will not need to know where the storage is there, how it is being allocated, and what is its layout. So you can directly access the file without being going into detail of where it is being stored and how it is actually being organized in this particular memory, right? So these files can be stored in any non-volatile memory. It can be either your hard disk or maybe external memories also. Okay. Now if we think what a file contains, okay. So what your file will actually contain is data as well as attributes. Okay. What is data? Data will be a sequence of zeros and ones. Okay. Now there is something called attributes. Okay. This attribute will define how to study, how to read these segments of bytes. Okay. So these attributes can be several. Suppose file length, creation timestamp, read timestamp, write timestamp, attribute timestamp, reference count, owner, file type, and maybe associated access control list. These are just some of the attributes. However, if you want to see the attributes, you can see in your computer as well. You will right click on your file and you can see the properties, right? So all those properties are attributes only. Here what we are saying, that there are certain attributes, these shaded portion, certain attributes which are used by the file system only. Okay. These are updated by file system only. Some of the attributes are there which can be updated by the other application program or the users as well. Okay. So different kind of these are the things you can see here. One is file type, which will help you in understanding the sequence of bytes. Okay. So apart from this, how actually file system works, right? Basically you can understand it is a software module. It will help you in managing these files, right? So what you have to do, it is designed, this file system, these are designed to store and manage large number of files with facilities for creating, naming, and deleting files. Okay. So certain kind of things that you can operate on files. So this will be a software module which will help you in doing these things with the file. One important thing, you will have directory, as you understand naming conventions. So directory will help you. Okay. A file that provides mapping. This is about directory. Directory is nothing but a file which will map. Okay, map your identifier to a particular your name to a particular identifier. You will see, we will when you will see the distributed file system, then you will see in little detail that you will have a object identifier, and for that object identifier, means similarly here whenever a memory is allocated, there is an address, so that is associated with this file name, you know. So directory is something which will keep track of these things. It will map our text names to internal identifier. Okay. So it can be a directory as well. It can also directory, since directory is a file. So inside your directory you can have another directory as well. So it will, directories will help you in managing the hierarchical file naming system, you know? So these are something thing. Now you will also have access control mechanism. What will this access control mechanism do? It will have a list of access file, I should say control of access to file. So it will restrict the access to files according to users authorization. Okay. There will be the users who are authorized for access of this file. So according to the users, we have maintained the access control list where we have information that these users are authorized to access the file in a particular way. It can be read, write, execute kind of things. Okay. So whenever a user tries to access a file, we will check the access control list whether this user is allowed to access this file or not. Okay. So these are all part of file system only. File system will take care of these things. The other thing is metadata. So whatever extra information, whatever information it has to store in with along with the file, by the file, with the file, and whatever, to manage these files, these all information altogether about the file will be considered as metadata. Okay. So now these are certain information about the file system working, right? Now you can see there are directory, these are modules. So means if it is a software working on, there should be a particular different modules, modularity can be there. So basically this is something you have to understand. This is directory module. Similarly, other modules, means one software package can be divided into certain modules. So file module, access control module, file access module, block module, and device module. One also thing that you can understand is it is another hierarchy where this directory module is using all these modules. However, device module is on its own. Block module uses block module as well as the device module, and similarly these are the things. Access control module uses itself block module and device module. So these are something you have to understand. So device module is directory module. It relates file name to the IDs. File module relates the file IDs to particular files. Access control module checks permission of operation, and file access module read write operation. Block module access and allocates disk space, and device module performs your input output and buffering. Okay. So these are certain things for which the file system has a particular code which is working with the operating system, right? Let me tell you one more thing, which is the operations related to the file system. Basically these operations can be accessed through particular libraries. Okay, you can have some procedural libraries in like CS standard input output libraries or Java file classes. You can use these functions. Okay, so using these libraries, these functions can be accessed. So function for opening, you can open an existing file given the name. For creating, you can create a new file with the given name. Okay. close, you can close the file. Now you can read, write, means transferring n bytes from the file. Okay, now to the file. lseek, move the read write pointer on offset. Status, unlink. Okay, sorry, unlink means you will have to deassociate some name from the directory structure, and link means you will add a new name to a file. Stat will give you other file attributes. So these are certain things you can see, like you are developing a GUI about the file. On a right click you get some properties to see, you know. So how it happens, you find the stat, you find whatever the properties are and their values, and you can keep it in a buffer and show there in this thing on a GUI. So these are certain things you have to understand about file system. Very simple it is, where file system you can consider it as software module having sub modules also, let it be, for which is responsible for these all sort of things, maybe organization, storage, retrieval, naming, sharing, and protection, right? So these are certain things you have to know about this thing, file system. Okay, now in the next video we will start our distributed file system, where we will see how different kind of things which was needed in distributed systems, like transparency, fault tolerance, file replication, consistency, these kind of things, how it is implemented, you know. So now let us see in the next video. Thank you.